folks. Art styles, we all have them, but today I want to draw in other people's art styles, specifically TV shows, and I will be drawing my OC Pine in them. But first, I'll draw him in my art style so we can compare. Here he is, my beautiful son. I love him so much. He really likes nature and bugs, specifically spiders, but other bugs as well. Also very into tea. Very into trying new teas. Has a lot of teas. Will give you tea. He's very shy, especially around people he doesn't know. But once you get to know him, he is very passionate about everything he talks about. This drawing was pretty simple to make. My process is just a sketch, line art, base colors, and then I just make a layer on top to just fix everything underneath. And, there it is. My son, my beautiful, beautiful son. I love him so much. He's the best. Now let's move on to our first art style, which will be Toyland Bound Hanako-kun. Is a manga series, though it also has an anime adaptation. But today I will be copying the art style of the manga, specifically the covers. This manga was written by Airo and illustrated by Aida. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but I might not be, to be honest. I apologize if not. This art style is very iconic. I'm sure you've seen it around because it is so beautiful. The colors, the line art, it's all so gorgeous. Funny enough, I've never seen this art style in one of these videos, even though I see it online everywhere. I had a pretty hard time with it, especially with the face. I redrew it 4 times. I tried to go for an interesting pose. That was kind of one of my goals with this, was to draw some interesting poses. But I might have wrong character for this because Pine is very reserved. And I can't really think of many poses he would be in. He has a pretty close silhouette most of the time. Here I just went for a little bit of a surprise. He's surprised but happy to see you. The line art was a whole issue. I quite like how the body turned out. I actually don't really like how the face turned out. I think it's very off perspective wise. I did have a lot more fun with the coloring though, and I think it went decently smoothly. It's not as detailed as the art style, but I tried my best. So here it is, and now moving on to the Bungo Stray Dogs. You probably heard of this. It's a very popular anime and manga series. Today I'm copying the art style of the manga. Once again, specifically the covers. Written by Asagiri and illustrated by Sango Furukawa. Once again, I apologize if I did not pronounce that correctly. I actually have a Bungo Stray Dogs AU for my OCs. Mainly Iris and Pine are in it. So I just drew Pine in the design I came up for that AU. His ability is to turn things into paint, and then he can later turn them back into whatever they were originally. I made up a whole separate agency, how there's a detective agency and the Port Mafia. In this universe, there's an agency specifically focused on experimenting on ability users and trying to figure out how they work. It's a whole thing. This is mainly why I chose to draw in this art style, because I kind of wanted to rant about it a little bit. I think the art of the manga is so beautiful, especially the rendering on the covers. Damn, that rendering goes hard. It was pretty tricky to replicate, and I don't think I did the best at it, but I tried my best. The way they draw hands is really specific, and I really like it. I love how they shade clothes as well. Went for a bit of a battle pose here. I don't think the face matches the pose. I think I did a bit of an oopsie on that. And I don't really think it looks like the art style, unfortunately. Also added a bit of a hint towards what his ability is with these like paint strokes. At least they're supposed to be paint strokes. This is how it turned out, and I hope you like it. I like it alright. But let's just move on to our next art style, which is Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, baby! I love this show so much, and I adore the art style. It has just so much character to it. It's just so bouncy, and I love it so much. Watch it right now. I've casually tried replicating it a few times with varying levels of success. I do think this actually turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I don't think it like fully captures like the art style. There's just something a little bit off. I think it's like mostly in the line art. But overall, I do really like it, and he looks very cute. My little man, I love him. And the second to last art style is Avatar The Last Airbender. You know it. You love it. It's one of the most popular cartoons out there. If you haven't seen it, what are you doing with your life? This is also the only non-anime art style in this video. I haven't watched many Western cartoons. I'm sorry, guys. Same as Bungo Stray Dogs, I already have kind of a Avatar AU in my mind, where Pine is the Avatar. It's a long story, but it's very fun. I messed around with it when I rewatched the show a year or so back. He is an earthbender mainly, though he bends all the elements, because he an Avatar. And this was like kind of a struggle. I do actually like how it turned out. I put him in like a Earth Nation uniform thing. My main issue was the pose, but I think it looks alright in the end. I was gonna draw the rocks he's bending, but I got lazy. I actually tried to replicate this art style a few years ago with Iris, and the quality difference is kind of wild. And with that, let's move on to our last art style of the video. Chainsaw Man, specifically the anime this time. The manga is drawn by Tatsuki Fujimoto, who is honestly such an icon. My biggest struggle with this one was definitely the line art and trying to replicate the lighting of the show. I really love how they draw folds, like they're beautiful. I feel like Pine is quite a Kobeni coded character a little bit, maybe less pathetic. No offense to Kobeni, I love her. I adore like every character in Chainsaw Man in general. The character writing in that show is just like bonkers, amazing. I love it so much. It's the main reason I like the manga and the show. I actually own quite a few volumes of the manga. And I've actually also tried to replicate the style before with Iris. And it's like okay. But like this time, I think I did a better job with copying the art style. I made him look very nervous, and I just put him in the defense agency uniform. I don't think he would have a very good time in the Chainsaw Man universe. My poor son. I mean, to be fair, nobody in Chainsaw Man has a good time ever. Here is the final drawing for this video. And here they are all together. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. If you like my art, you can follow me on Blue Sky. And if you like me to draw something for you in my art style, my commissions are currently open. You can see my Ko-fi in the description below. Here's a little seesaw animation as a reward for getting this far.